Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to a campfire story thing. Today I'm going to be setting up on one of the favorite zones of mine, and we are going to tell a little story. The area I'm in right now is called Morogh. It is a snowy forest. There are 2 different species that start in this starting zone. If I look on the map, you can see it's a 1 through 20, definitely a starting zone. So, you can gather many professions here, but the main reason that I am here is because it provides a good atmosphere for me to tell a story. Now, I'm going to light a campfire. Ignore the cast bar. And I'm going to tell you some stories about it. Well, which stories are good? The Deep Run Tram. Okay, so the Deep Run Tram was created around the same time Stormwind and Ironforge were, which was right in the middle. Wow. So, it's a passageway between the two. Originally, it was planned to be between Stormwind and Teldrassil, but I suppose that the Night Elves wouldn't like dwarves digging in their trees. Which, to be fair, I wouldn't either, because they're trees. They like trees, not metal. They're clearly vegetarian, or are they? I know that there's a quest in Teldrassil that has you kill animals. And it's actually a satyr that gives you the quest. And later you get, the council gets really upset with you, so you have to redeem yourself by turning him into a frog. So that's a cool quest chain. For all the night elves out there. I know you're there. I remember my time as a dwarf in this game. There would be times where I just get stuck on a flight path, and I thought everything was amazing. Seriously, I didn't really know much at the time, so my little 6-year-old self was enjoying the flight paths. And it was actually on this very character that was my first. I stopped around level 42 or so, and I just didn't bother with him for several years, until we finally came back after getting bored with SOTOR, and that was an experience in itself. But I enjoyed it. It just seemed like such a new concept to be in a snowy mountain, and I'm not a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, but if I honestly had to choose between Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, I would probably go for Hobbit. Because The Hobbit is cozy, it's nice, and once you get to Battle of the Five Armies, which is the new one, you see them fighting. You see 5 armies fighting on this mountain for the control of, all the gold in Erebor. And it's a fun little movie to watch. I do recommend you do watch it. But I didn't come here to write a movie review. In general, this area is pretty nice. I came here as a dwarf, just looking to be here. And if you've ever started a dwarf hunter or dwarf anything really, you're gonna see Morogh. And the first quest I got was to kill some trogs. And I looked at the field and I saw this great battle of the mountaineers versus the vicious trogs. And I'm like, for the dwarves! And I enjoyed it. And I loved it. And I remember killing too many for the quest credit. And I looked over and I'm like, wait, why aren't I getting quest credit? And I realized that the quest was long complete. So I went to the place and I did the rest of the starting zone. I believe that area is called Cold Ridge Valley. Yeah, it's called Cold Ridge Valley. And you start in Anvilmar, I believe it is. Wait, I might be wrong. It might be Whitebeard's encampment. But anyway, after getting out of Whitebeard's encampment and out of Cold Ridge altogether, you're treated to the rest of Dunmorrow. And in general, it's just a fun little place to go and hang out every once in a while. Mainly because it's just so cozy. This is where I got my first profession, where I got my first dailies. And in general, it's a part of me that I'll never forget because it's... I'm sounding so nerdy at the moment, but... it's just fun to imagine being on a hillside. You know, with friends, or anyone really. And just having that experience. It's like camping, but without going camping. It's just an enjoyable feeling, and I think that more people should come here every so often to appreciate its beauty. You don't get to see this zone very often because Stormwind and Elwyn Forest kind of overshadows it. And that's what's kind of sad, and also why I have a little bit of spite over Elwyn. Because other than Elwyn Forest, this zone is my favorite. So, yeah. And while a lot of people would just say, it's just a zone, or whatever, it's just a place to level up, I think it's actually an experience, because for all of you who started with dwarves as your first character, you will have fond memories of questing through Dunmorrow, watching the snow as you stomp on the snow, and you go along and you can see your footprints, and it's amazing and happy, and it's just a good feeling. Now I think it only fit to give you a tour of the area because I've talked so much about it.